In 2026, large deficits and the long shadow of pandemic-era money creation keep one question alive. Can a modern, advanced economy actually destroy its own currency by printing? The most complete answer in the record is Germany, 1923, then one of the most industrialized nations on Earth. This is that archive. This is an archive of the Weimar hyperinflation of 1921 to 1923. Documented monetary history only. Not a forecast, not investment advice. Chapter 1. The Road In. Germany financed the First World War by borrowing rather than taxing, and suspended the gold backing of the mark in 1914, expecting to repay through victory. It lost. The Treaty of Versailles then imposed enormous reparations payable in gold-backed value. To meet domestic costs and buy the foreign currency reparations required, the government printed money. By 1921, the mark had already weakened sharply. The spiral had not yet begun, but the machinery was in place. Chapter 2. The spiral. Through 1922, confidence broke. The mark fell from around 320 to the dollar to over 7,000. Each fall raised the cost of imports and reparations, which the state met by printing more, feeding the next fall. In January 1923, France and Belgium occupied the industrial Ruhr over missed payments. Germany funded passive resistance, paying striking workers by printing without limit. That was the accelerant that turned inflation into hyperinflation. 7,400 marks per dollar by late 1922, up from 320. Prices doubled every few days. Workers were paid twice a day and spent immediately because money held for hours lost its value. The wheelbarrow of banknotes became the image of the era. Chapter 3. The Peak, 4.2 trillion. Marks per dollar, NOV 1923, from 4.2 in 1914. Money became literal waste. Banknotes were used as wallpaper, burned for heat because they were cheaper than firewood, and given to children as play blocks. A single loaf of bread cost billions of marks. Chapter 4. The Human Cost. Anyone holding cash, bonds, savings, or a pension in marks was wiped out. The prudent middle class was destroyed. The mechanism was brutal and selective. Fixed debts evaporated, so borrowers won, while savers lost everything. The deeper damage was to trust. The destruction of savings and the sense that the state had betrayed the careful and rewarded the speculator left a wound that shaped the rest of the decade. Chapter 5. The End. Stabilization came in November 1923 with a new currency, the Rentenmark, notionally backed by land and property and, crucially, issued in strictly limited quantity. Old marks were exchanged at 1 trillion to 1. It worked because it combined three things: a new unit, a credible hard limit on supply, and a political settlement. The Ruhr occupation wound down, and the Dawes Plan restructured reparations in 1924. Confidence returned only when the printing genuinely stopped. Chapter 6. The Pattern. The pattern the record shows. 1. A state with debts it can't tax or grow away turns to the printing press. 2. Confidence breaks. Depreciation and printing feed each other. 3. An accelerant, here the Ruhr, turns inflation into collapse. 4. Only a new unit, plus hard supply limit, plus political settlement ends it. This archive does not predict that any modern currency will follow this path. It documents what the most studied currency collapse in history actually required, and that it happened to an advanced economy, not a backward one. The archive stays open. This is what the historical record shows.